Remember, if the angle is here, iba po yung opposite. The opposite is x. And the adjacent is y. Remember that. So you have to look for the opposite. The hypotenuse doesn't change. It depends where the angle is. Okay. So let's go to the next slide and let's solve a little bit of this. Okay. And of course, the Pythagorean theorem. You're familiar with the Pythagorean theorem. SOH CAH TOA is always used for a right triangle. If it's not a right triangle, you will use the sine law and the cosine law. Then if it's a right triangle, you can use this theorem, the Pythagorean theorem, if you're missing a side. Okay, let's have this example. I have this angle, guys. On a sunny day, the tallest building in Manila casts 68.3 meter long shadow. The angle between the sun rays and the ground is 48 degrees. How tall is the building? Okay. In our case, this is the angle. Okay. The opposite is this. And this is the adjacent. Now tell me, adjacent. What SOH CAH TOA? SOH, CAH, or TOA? The sine, the cosine, or the tangent should be used if we're talking about an opposite and adjacent. Missing and given. Tangent, very good. So if I solve that, that is tangent 48 is equal to the opposite. H. Wait lang guys ha. H divided by the adjacent, 68.3. But we're looking for H, so simply cross multiply. So that was 68.3, 68.3 tangent 48. And you can just use your calculator with that. So be careful lang sa calculator natin, guys, ha? Because you might, do you see this? I don't know how to change this though, but you can figure it out. Do you see the word deg? Nakikita niyo ba? Deg. Ibig sabihin yan, degrees. So if you read it in its rad, in your scientific calculators, if you have one, if you see that it's rad, it means it's computing in radians, the pi over 4, ganyan. So be sure that it's written in degrees. Okay? It's in degrees. So if you solve this, that is the solution of this one, then you will get 75.9. Let's have another one. Okay. Now, guys, ito siya. I will not be the problem. I'll just look at the figure because I want you to learn how to. This is the angle. This is the opposite. And this is the adjacent. What? Parang lahat, no? This is still tangent, right? This is still tangent. Yan. Tangent theta is equal to opposite 2.25 divided by adjacent 14. But the problem here is we're looking for theta. Then how to look for the theta? Dito na papasok yung sinabi ko sa inyong a tan. Or it's the same as tan -1. Ano ba ibig sabihin yan? If you're looking for the angle, all you have to do is write the tan -1, and then you just write this in your calculators, and you will get the angle. If this is not available in your calculators, maybe it's written as a tan, like that, an arc tangent. Maybe it's written that way. So, yeah, you just observe it. Just check if ano siya sa calculators nyo. And you will know the angle. So I will show you the problem here. Yeah. You will know. You can see this or you can use the a tan. That's the same. It's called the arc tangent. So that you will know the angle. And we now know it's 9.13 degrees. Ma'am, 2 decimal places po ba lagi yung answer? So that's a really good question. The answer is yes. Paano natin malalaman? It's because the highest decimal place ay 2. Pero guys, kahit saan na lang, kahit sa lahat ng assessment, hindi, depende pala. May mga assessment na nire-require kayo ng 1 decimal place lang or whole number. So kung wala namang sinabing requirement, make it 2 decimal places. That's a good question. Marine, just make it 2 decimal places if wala namang ni-require si problem. Nasagot ko yung tanong? Ayan, you're welcome. Ayan. But this time, the problem is asking for a different one. It is asking for this one. Now, we know this is 9.13 degrees already. Now, it's asking this one. We know this is 22. This is the opposite, and this is the adjacent. And then we can look for it. Just cross-multiply, and you will look for the letter D. And that will be the answer. I will clear it. And I will go now to, yeah. For this one, guys, if walang angle na binigay, and the given are just sides, and this one, what would you use? Not SOH CAH TOA, because SOH CAH TOA has to do with angles. What would you use here? What theorem?
Pythagorean theorem po.
Very good. Thank you, Jade. Yes, it's a Pythagorean theorem. Very good. So you just use a Pythagorean theorem here, and you will get the answer.